Boy band obsessions is missing from kids today.
Yes, that's very formative material. That's formative
boy
material.
Band obsessions are missing from
compared
kids
to what they are getting into these days. All the kids these days seem to have is what comes across their feeds for an algorithm. You could be 20 and have no idea that you're dying tomorrow, and that would be considered old because your last day would have been tomorrow. You don't agree with that? Yes.
I would never consider even if somebody died at 20, I would never say they're old. Hello.
Good night, one and all.
We're back again with another episode of Sibling Set Podcast. I am Sonjae.
And I'm Shannon.
And yeah, episode 11. Officially, we're still staying consistent with this so far. 11 weeks. Not bad.
Oot oot.
Not bad at all. Alright, so what's new this week?
I quit my job.
That's it?
Yeah, that's the newest thing for me. I quit my job.
So now we're both unemployed.
Yeah. You'd think that a girl would have another job lined up before she quits a job, huh? But that's just me.
Oh well. That's fine. Whatever.
Life is for living and not for misery.
Yeah.
At least misery that you don't want to be in willfully. But hey, on to the next chapter. And I didn't do it 100% without a plan. You know, I got a husband and all. So.
You just did it 90% without a plan?
But like I said, husband and all.
Well, what's new for me is I upgraded my setup again, V3.
I'm trying to be like one of those showgirls, you know, like on a game show and they bring out the grand prize that you're gonna win if you win the round.
Are you talking about like not Deal or No Deal? What's all about The Price is Right?
The Price is Right and
or
Wheel of Fortune. They can't really see, and I can't really get up right now because of
reasons,
unforeseen circumstances.
But yeah, my setup is how it is right now.
Do y'all like it? Drop a comment if y'all like it. I think it's pretty dope. I think you did a pretty good job considering.
Yeah.
I
might start streaming.
So look out for that.
I might start.
We were talking
streaming.
about his Twitch handle today, and he went off on a whole tangent about the origin of his PSN names.
Yeah, I need my Twitch name.
His legacy.
To be something reminiscent of the names that I already have on both gaming sides of things. Because there is a story and there is an evolution to this whole gamer tag thing.
Yeah.
So
I think it's pretty cool. So look out for that. That'll be cool. It was a very vast discussion at the passport office today,
which we went to collect our passports. So now it's official. I'm not stuck here anymore.
You were never stuck here.
Yes, I was.
Was your passport expired?
My visa was expired.
Oh, yeah.
Which is counterintuitive because originally I went back to Jamaica to renew my passport so that I could go to the US just to come back and realize, damn, my US visa is also expired. So,
well, yeah, we were kind of in the same boat there, but I still don't have mine. I just put in the application for mine, so I have to pick up mine next month. But
which is why we were there for so long.
We were not there as long as intended.
We were there. We got there at 1:30 and we left at 3:10.
That's not true. Did we leave at 3:10?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay. It took a little bit longer because of unforeseen circumstances. But if things had went completely to plan, we would have left earlier. Probably like around 2:45.
I don't know.
But yeah, that was today. So that was fun. And now, we've got the G7s and we can travel to majority of the places of the world without Hey Visa, which I'm so looking forward to. Are you looking forward to that? Where do you want to go? I want to go to Switzerland.
I just want to go to Japan. That's really the only place
It's like that Mindless Behavior song.
What Mindless Behavior song?
Where is Mrs. Right? I gotta see her. Travel all across the world just to meet her. Then we go to Switzerland, then we hit Japan. Yeah. Shout out Mindless Behavior.
Yeah.
They're not Mindless Behavior anymore, but
I never really focused on them.
Yeah. He was the brother while I was the sister with the obsession with the boy bands and the celeb crushes and the posters on the wall. I was that type of girl. And you know what? That's what's missing with kids today. Okay,
boy band obsessions. Boy band obsessions is missing from kids today.
Yes, that's very formative material. That's formative
boy
material.
Band obsessions are missing from
compared
kids today.
to what they are getting into these days. Boy band obsessions would be favorable.
I mean, to be fair, there's no boy. Well, there's K-pop boy bands, but at the same time, I'm not on the whole K-pop thing, and I don't want the
K-pop's a little cool.
I don't want the K-popers to come after me.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to say anything
I like K-pop
much on that.
So,
but it's not for me. It will never be for me. It's just
I think K-pop's
it's not
dope.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but there's those boy bands. All of the other boy bands and all the bands in general that came out back in those days, they're all gone.
I saw this.
There was a few girl groups out that came out after that.
There were lots of girl groups. There were just
well, none of them
groups in
either.
general. Well, that's how a lot of solo artists got their career started back in the day, But apart from that, there's I found this cool group of young boys on TikTok that are kind of bringing that flavor back, and everyone's really liking it. So you'll probably come across them soon. But they're really nice, and I think it's out of one of their parents' garage, and they are very cinematic about it, and they have a band, and it's very cool.
A garage band.
It's so 2000s, right?
A garage band.
But it's just cool. It's a group of white boys, but it's dope. They're so good, and there's obviously the lead singer and like the rest of the band, and yeah. Anyways, I just think that those things are just the proper stages of development. Okay.
I don't know.
Now everybody's just watching YouTube shorts and TikTok, and the adult content is mixing in with the preteen content and the tween content and the young adult content.
The algorithm now is very predictable. Like if you have seen something on your Instagram page 9 times out of 10, everybody else is seeing that.
That's my point. So there's no spaces for different groups anymore.
They individualized it to the point where it all went back to the same.
So that's my point. There's no spaces for different groups anymore. Like back in the day, you had the different, very distinct spaces for distinct groups of, puberty or whatever you'd call it. So, you had PBS Kids for, young, and then when you grew up, and then you had, Cartoon Network, and then you got a little bit older, and then you started taking interest into Disney, and then, you had the nicer side of YouTube where, you had a space, it was just so formative, right? You had the parodies, and, you don't really have all of that right now. All the kids these days seem to have is what comes across their feeds for an algorithm, whether it's on TikTok and YouTube. And that is so, might I say, lame, because you don't really get to curate an identity anymore. You do. We were curating an identity. They're all the same, Sonjae. They're all the same. They're being fed the same things, as you said, from social media algorithms. When we were growing up, our identities were curated based on chosen things, and we were actually as much as we were watching the stuff and flipping through the channels, and when there was YouTube, we were watching all this stuff on YouTube as well. But apart from that, we had some sort of distinctness to what we were watching. You know what I mean? We still liked what we liked, and we chose what we chose. For example, if you were more of a Cartoon Network person than a Nick at Night person. You know, like the identities were there. Okay, we had
Yeah.
identities. Like there's really no bring back identities, bring back character. The kids don't know that anymore. Okay, personally, I'm gonna get all my shows from when I was younger and just like get them like recorded and filmed and
You don't need to do that.
and like, well, I probably don't need to do that, but I need to find them and like gather them in a
They're
certain
all on
way.
the internet somewhere.
I know, but I don't want them to be all over the place. I need them to be all in the same section so that I can curate the television. You know,
curate the television.
This might sound crazy, but
As
not
long
to say
as-
that
As
not,
long as my kids see some of the cartoons from back in the day, like the good cartoons, not
and
this-
everything's changing because these days, like the shows aren't the exact same anymore. Like they are, because of how memory works and the brain works. Like there are some episodes of some shows that you'll watch today that were officially aired like way back in the day, and
That are
they're
different.
changed. Yeah, they changed
Well, I
the
know
contents
that.
of them.
I
And
know about that. I know that they changed the logos of some of them too.
not even the logos, but like the actual contents of the episode. Like I was watching
I think I saw something like that with Dora.
yeah, like everything, like the contents of the things are changing. And hey, I'm not saying evolution is all bad. Like there's great stuff that came from evolution, you know, and the advancement of technology and all that. But for the most part, I think it's all downhill. It's all
Remember the
downhill from here.
Rescuers?
Yeah, you know, those things. Those things. I loved those things. I still love those things. I feel like we touch on this point so much in basically all our episodes about us going back to our childhood flavors. And that's also kind of what I'm doing headed into whatever new space or new career I head into. I'm not trying to make it about, I still love what I studied, but in terms of what I want to do, I really want to make sure that I'm not doing something that I don't enjoy to some extent. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, you know, you have to have the perfect career and enjoy every minute of it. There's going to be stress. There's going to be parts of it that you don't like. But at least, like, the way I'd put it is, if I'm not doing something that I wouldn't want to be caught dead doing, then I'm just not doing it. Like,
Also,
I want to be at peace. Like, yeah, if I drop dead right now doing this podcast, I'd be at peace. Because, you know, yeah, that's the what's the word I'm looking for? The mantra.
There's still a lot of things I want to do in life.
I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just saying that I'm trying to live in the present and actually make the most of every minute and not give in to these societal pressures and obligations of what you should do as you age and all that. I really want to make the most of life because, you know, you could be 50 and live till 100 and that's considered young. And you could be 20 and have no idea that you're dying tomorrow. And that would be considered old because your last day would have been tomorrow. You don't agree with that? Yes.
I would never consider even if somebody died at 20, I would never say they're old.
I know what you mean, but I'm talking about how, like, people live in a certain mentality as if they have to die old. Like, I don't have to live to see tomorrow or even the next minute, and neither do you.
You're talking about how people plan out their life?
Not necessarily plan out their life, but like how they don't live within the moment. Like they are, for example, stuck in a situation or a circumstance that makes them completely miserable and they tolerate it. And I'm not saying that you're going to like every situation that you're in life, but it has to be on some level worth it to you. You know what I mean? Like it has to be leading somewhere. It needs to mean something to you. Like if you're just living your life and doing something just because you want the money or because you feel like it's what you're supposed to be doing at your age, or you just ended up there and you want to leave and you don't really know how to change courses. Like I feel like you shouldn't be doing that. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? It's not making sense. Is what I'm saying making sense? Because at the same, like, people feel like they have all this time. You know what I mean? And the reality is, you don't. You don't have all this time because you don't know. So that's the point I was trying to make, that a 50-year-old can be considered young if they actually do have those years ahead of them to die in like their 90s or in their 100s. But a person who is 20 years old, who's only going to live to see 30, that's all you got.
Yeah, but they're still young at that point. I would consider. I consider people like, because in my mind it's just a hard set age of what age you hit to where you can actually say you're old. But
Yeah.
that's just my, like, I wouldn't say if somebody
No, I
died.
know. I'm not saying they're old, but I'm saying like theoretically, like how I think I'm looking at it.
I would say that's how old they managed to get, but I wouldn't say they're old now.
Yes, it is, because those are your number of years. Those are your number of years that you have to make whatever you want at whatever stage you are possible. Like, obviously you have all of these other hopes and dreams and whatever, but if you think about it in the term of living in the moment, then at least you would have been happy at whatever point you were. You know what I mean? But if you're living life struggling and just grinding through your 20s because in your head, like, you've got your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, then
Yeah, but you're still
what
not
happens
80.
when you die before you even get to any of those stages?
You died young. You died young without your
And having not been
accomplishments.
exactly,
But
and I
you
don't
still
think it needs to
died, but
be
you're
that.
still dying young.
And that's my point. And it doesn't need to be that way. What I'm saying is, yes, you died young, but you don't need to die without the accomplishments. Like, what are the things that we consider accomplishments?
Well,
A house, a car, money.
That's a whole other
Conversation.
because accomplishments doesn't mean the same thing for everybody.
Well,
So
exactly. But the accomplishments shouldn't be like shallow and tangible and just
yeah, but
based off.
I can't say that accomplishments shouldn't be that, because for some people
That's true.
that is their goal. That is how they find their motivation.
That's
Like,
true.
they grinded all of this money so that they could be able to afford this house, and this house is their reward, saying, yes, this is a
That's true. But like, still, like,
it's
be in a
tangible,
position
it's
where
materialistic, but it's still their accomplishment.
right. But I am saying that the grind towards those accomplishments shouldn't be misery. Do you get what I
Well,
mean?
I don't know. That depends also.
On what?
If you grew up in a Jamaican family or any ethnic family,
Yeah.
the first thing they're gonna tell you is you choose the career. You don't always get to choose the career that makes you happy. You choose the career that makes you able.
Yeah.
That's able to provide for your family, to provide for yourself, able to do the things you want.
Yeah.
Because there's millions of doctors out there that don't want to be doctors. But
That's
they are
true.
doctors, and they make hella bread, and they go on vacations every
That's true. I mean,
few
exactly. But okay.
months.
So here's my thing. And I said it the other day. I think that your age isn't based on your birthday. I think it's based on your death day, which you don't know. So work hard, but still try to enjoy it.
I don't agree with that,
Okay, why not?
because I can't. You manage to be, if you die at 30, you manage to live to 30 years old. Life expectancy is not normally 30 years old, and that's a societal thing. That's a medical thing. Your life expectancy is, I think it's 86 now. So you die. I that's why I said I don't think your age is your death age, because ain't nobody gonna be like, even if you accomplish everything in the world in your eyes and in other people's eyes,
You're
you're
never
never gonna
gonna
see somebody die at, even if you accomplish everything you can in your life between now and 30 years old. If you die at 30, nobody's gonna be like, oh, he lived a good life. No, it's gonna be like, no, the nigga died young. Yes, he did live a good life, but there was a lot of life left to give. He was still young. That's why I said your age is not your death age.
That's true, but I feel like that is also a societal expectation. Like, I feel like we think we have control over all of these things that we claim are reality.
It's because we know we don't have control, which is why it became like that.
What do you mean, expound?
We don't have control. We don't truly have control over all of our accomplishments of all of the things. You could work hard every single day of your life and still make it nowhere.
Exactly.
And it's because of that why society is the way it is. That's why it's always he died too young. That's why people chase all these accomplishments.
But
and that's
I
why
don't agree though. Like, yes, it's young based on the human perception of being young. But
who else is gonna
reality
perceive it?
Reality is that. Okay, I feel like I even lost my. I lost my point.
Exactly.
No. When you said who else is gonna perceive it, it threw me. But here's the thing: I think that we're making two different points because you're not wrong, but I think I'm taking it from the angle of trying to enjoy the journey and enjoy the moment.
Yes, guarantee try and enjoy the journey. But the whole thing is like,
I think
you said that you don't equate old age to your age. You equate old age to whatever age you die at. So you're saying that somebody could die at 20 and be considered, yes, that's his old.
I wouldn't, well, in the perspective of how many years that was written for your life. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, because like, in my eyes, he managed to be 20 years old. But that doesn't mean that he was old at 20 because he's still very young. Like I said, life expectancy isn't a societal thing. Life expectancy is it's a scientific average of what humans are expected to live at.
Exactly, but but you hit the nail on the head there. What humans expect. Or expectation means nothing when you look at it from the divine perspective. There is nothing that is controlled.
The divine perspective is the Lord.
Exactly.
And the Lord does not age in that sense. We right now are humans. So we think about it as a human. Exactly.
So here, that's exactly my thing.
So that's why I'm saying your death age doesn't mean will in my head your death age will never be considered old age unless you are.
Let's revamp it to close it out. Let's revamp the statement. What it means to me is that if you only have, let's say, 20 years on this earth, that's what you got.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have 100 years on this earth, that's what you got.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know what you got until you pass the different ages to get. Correct. So in that realm, you have to make the most of your time in the now as much as possible, being that you don't know what you got.
I don't disagree with that.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So I don't mean that you're considered old because obviously you still die young. You're not considered old. But if you die at 20, that's as old as you're going to get.
Yes.
So that's my point.
As old as you're going to get,
my point. Not
old.
that you're old. Exactly. So that's my point. Not that you're old, but it's as old as you're going to get, as you're going to get. So whatever you consider your accomplishments, yes, work towards all your goals and high achievements and accomplishments for whatever point that you want them. But make sure that the life that you're living isn't one that at the end of the day would have amounted to nothing. You know what I mean?
And that's the bit of motivation for today.
Motivation.
Moving on. We've been watching Teen Wolf for the past few weeks.
Yes, we usually watch Teen Wolf every year. We'll rewatch Teen Wolf every year. We do.
The question I want to ask you is, if I came to you and was like, I got bit by...
If I would believe you?
A nigga with red eyes and teeth.
I probably wouldn't believe you.
And he roared at me. What would you do?
I would believe you if I'm being honest. I would believe you. I gotta be honest. Do you believe in mythical creatures? Do you believe in mermaids and all those things?
No.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
I do.
But that's because
Why?
I don't know. I don't have a scientific. Well, I don't know. I'm still. It's the reason why I'm a mechanic. I make sense of things that I can like see.
Okay, so then what's your account for believing in God?
Because believing in God just makes sense.
Okay.
I don't believe that I don't believe that one day, out of chance, the universe just popped up and humanity was like, "Hey, we exist now." That doesn't mean, and I don't. The whole evolution thing throws me, but
okay,
whatever. That's the whole thing. They can explain that away all they want.
Okay,
but. Like stuff like like you will never come to me and say, "Yo, I saw a unicorn down the street," and be like, "Oh, bet really?"
Okay, unicorn is a stretch, but I mean, like, I've
never seen a mermaid. I've only ever heard the stories.
I think that there is some deep dark.
No, that's not saying that I'm gonna go looking for the shit.
Okay, I think there's some things that we don't know about for sure.
Well, yeah, we haven't explored
exactly.
I think 90% of the ocean is still unexplored.
Exactly. I resonate with that thing that I think it's for me that said it, that everything on land is in the sea.
I mean, logically that makes sense.
I think so too.
But my whole thing is like, I don't know, for the amount of people that said they've seen a mermaid,
it could be.
The logical sense would be for me to at least have seen something
some proof
of one during my years on this earth.
Okay, what about not just mermaids? What about like what else? What else? What are other like mythical creatures?
I don't know.
Because like if you think about it, right, and like, you know,
I don't believe in the north in, well, it's called mythology for a reason.
Mm-hmm. But okay, so here's my line of reasoning, right? So when you get deep into your Bible study, which you should do, like there's cherubim and like all those things that you learn, and these are actual creatures and divine, you know, elements that exist, and they are part, you know, like think of them like those creatures that you see in Avatar. Think of those, like you know how Avatar mixes the creatures together and stuff like that. No, not the spirits, like whatever Appa is, and you know the half thingies, like, you know.
Appa is a flying cow.
Exactly, but there are also
legs.
But there are other animals in Avatar too, like I don't know. I'm just going to say two random animals here, like half giraffe and half something else. Like, you know those animals that you see in Avatar, like the ones that they make up.
Had the polar bear dog.
Yeah, like exactly, like those things, and like, you know, that's a very stretch. That's a stretch in explaining what they are. But point is, those are things. So cherubim are the kind of like that, like a thing. Creature like that, and it guards like essentially the gates of Eden or whatever. So that's my thing. So like when you read the Bible and whatever, there are things that exist like that. So I'm just like, who's to say that there's not, you know, some other stuff? I just feel like, you know, there's no way to know 100% of everything until you meet the Lord himself.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying no. I don't.
That's why for now you're just gonna stick with no.
I've never seen a mermaid. I've never seen a mermaid. I've heard a lot of people say stories about mermaids. I've seen the hundreds of CGI videos of mermaids on the internet.
I choose to be the whimsy one and say yes. Wow, they really are similar.
Anyway, back to the original point. You're saying you wouldn't believe me.
I wouldn't, because I feel like it would be very outrageous.
What would happen if I turned?
Then I'd believe you. And I think that I'm contradicting myself because based on what I just said about the mermaids and all the other creatures, I technically should believe you.
Yes. So I've turned and I'm now werewolf and you know this. What's your next move?
To not
I already
be
know what
in the
mommy
same
would do.
place where you are,
I already
but
know
she's
what
gonna
mommy would
like
do.
come with her olive oil, cross on your
Yes.
forehead,
And the Bible.
and pray you up.
Exactly.
I
That's
mean,
exactly what
can
she
you
would
blame
do.
her? I wouldn't. That's what
Mommy
you do.
said, Mommy said if I was Void Styles, she would lock me in my room
I mean, that would have been the right approach for Boiled
and-
Void
and-
style.
and grill the doors and windows. And she would only
Oh my
open the door
gosh.
for
This is when he
prayer
gets,
and to feed me.
This, this, this is when he gets possessed by the thingy. What's
By
it
the
called? The
Nagitsune.
Nagitsune.
She said she would lock me in my room and grill the door.
That's so funny. Hey, I mean, can you blame her? I don't. That's a sound strategy.
And then
if you
when I
ask me.
asked her why, she said that's what her friend did with her son. Or his son, I don't remember. But you know what? What was the son's problem?
What?
Crack.
Oh my god! How did you find this out?
She told me.
Huh? Figures. Go figure. Go figure. I mean, hey. I think that you said that you turned. So if you turned, I would want to be anywhere else other than where you are, to be honest, because I'd be terrified.
Yeah, you would be terrified.
Exactly, I'd be terrified. I don't know if I'd run or shit myself in the same position. That I don't know what I do.
Mega said he would run experiments on me.
Experiments. Like what? Does he even know how to run experiments?
Matter of fact, he said he would shoot me and see how fast I heal.
Yeah, that sounds like him. That definitely sounds.
You
better.
see that face you're making right there? That's the face I was making.
Like, yeah, sounds about right. Okay, I take it back, honestly. I think I would have actually believed you. Now that I like really think about it, like at first I would have definitely been like, you lying bitch. At first I'd be like, stop playing with me.
Yeah, but
Stop messing with me.
how long would you be scared of me for?
I don't know, like the normal period.
What's the normal period?
I don't know, like the period where the shock wears off and then like I come back to you and you're calm and sitting on the bed and be like, okay, so when did this happen and what the hell do we do now? Like that's kind of the approach that I would take because after
Well, there is no cure, so we just
figure it out together.
Figure it out.
I'd literally be Styles, I guess.
I'd tell mommy.
Yeah.
And then mommy would pray and cast the blood of Jesus on me. And try to lock me in my room, but I'm a werewolf, so that probably wouldn't work. But then I even feel like mommy at some point eventually
would come around.
It would take her a while.
Yeah, and she'd be like Scott's mom.
See, I don't know if she'd be
exactly like Scott's mom.
on the level of Scott's mom because
she was just too cool. I think your mom could be on the level of Scott's mom.
Yeah, but
depending on the time that you give her.
Scott's mom in certain situations lacks common sense.
So you're saying that mommy would be better?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's
like Scott's mom will see a dark corner and like go towards
wander into it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's the difference between being black.
Mommy would stand at the beginning of the dark corner.
Yeah.
And then call my name, and then if I didn't show up, she would run the other direction. Daddy, I don't even know what Daddy would do.
Me neither. I was trying to think and come up with what he'd do, but I don't know what he'd do.
I really don't even know what Daddy would do. I feel like Daddy would just freeze from shock.
Yeah, but then eventually what would happen?
It was one of two things that can happen. He'll either completely ignore it, like to the point where he's like annoyingly ignoring it, like not mentioning it at all, and just act like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Or he will make jokes about it.
He'll call her his
I will be eating chicken one day, and he'll be like, "Yo, you want a bone?"
100%. I think he'd call his friends though. He'd probably tell people. And
I don't know if he would tell people that.
I think he'd ask probably like questions. Like he'd probably be like curious as to what is going around.
He would ask me a lot of questions, but I don't think he would tell people. Maybe because I don't think he would want people finding out. I don't even think mommy would want people finding out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to coin.
Mommy 100% for the first many weeks to many months would think I'm possessed.
Yeah. Do you guys believe in werewolves and I don't know, mythical stuff?
I don't believe in werewolves.
I just know.
I think about that question every day.
What? You think about that question?
Yeah. I also think about the question of like, if I was to be bitten in the Teen Wolf universe, what creature would I turn into? And I think I would just turn into a werewolf because
I definitely think you turn into a werewolf.
There's no other personality that trait that I have that would turn me into anything else.
What would I be?
You wouldn't be a banshee. You don't scream. You'd probably be a werewolf too, to be honest.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure.
You're not murderous enough to be any other
like one of the creatures.
Yeah. None of us would be a canima. You have to be, I don't know. We have too much common sense to be a canima. That whole first season, Jackson was just
crazy.
Yeah.
It was just unhinged.
Yeah. What other creature is there?
Vampires.
I think you have to be born a fox. There's no vampire in the Teen Wolf universe.
Oh, no. I just mean in general.
You have to be born a fox. To be a hellhound, you have to die and then get possessed by a hellhound or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know how the hellhound.
I just know you have to die first to become a hellhound.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be a hellhound purely because it's a hellhound.
It sounds demonic.
Yeah.
That's funny. I
also think being a hellhound is annoying. Like, imagine every time you transform, you burn off everything you're wearing.
Yeah.
That's just ghetto. Now you're gonna run around dick out. Roar. I don't think I could take a hellhound seriously until it was near me and on fire. That's just the whole hassle.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, no, that's true.
I think the only thing that makes sense is a werewolf for me. I actually don't think I could be anything. I actually
think I'd be a Styles if I was in Teen Wolf. I'm not saying that to like.
So if an alpha offered you the bite to be a werewolf, you wouldn't take it?
I'm not sure.
Styles didn't take it.
I just don't think I could handle it.
What, being a werewolf?
Yeah.
What's bad
It's like a lot of pressure.
Not really. It's only a lot of pressure if you're like Scott, who has a savior complex and wants to save everything. But I wouldn't have that. I'll be a werewolf, and I'm completely fine with it just benefiting
conveniently.
Me. Yeah. I have no issue with that. Like, I maybe would have stopped like one thief. No, not again.
No, not again. He said no, and then
but you wouldn't get me going after no murderous weird jaguar and fighting ninjas at a high school. No.
Yeah. You'd be at home chilling.
I'd be at home, sleep, slumped. Y'all can go do that all you want.
Stop! Why is this so funny? Yeah. Oh boy.
Me fighting ninjas at a high school in the night when nobody's there. Man.
I mean, back to the vampires though. Like, have you watched Twilight? Like, did you watch anything vampire?
Under any circumstance whatsoever. I haven't watched anything fully through that included vampires. I started watching originals back in the day. I couldn't finish it. Matter of fact, the only things I've watched with vampires fully through is Twilight, and that's because in Twilight it's movies. It's not a series, so I just watched the movies. But any series that involve vampires, True Blood, I didn't finish that either, but that involved vampires. I don't know. I just think vampires are Satan incarnate. I don't think that if I was supposed to choose between being a vampire or a werewolf in any of the universes where a vampire and werewolf exists,
obviously,
I would choose a werewolf or death. Like if I had to go, like there is no me being bit by a vampire and coming back as a vampire. No, like make me a werewolf. I'll be fine. I can live with being the werewolf.
As if werewolves aren't Halloween too.
I cannot live. I can't live. I don't even like. I don't like nightlife.
True.
I could not live if I'm me just being able to go at the night. No. I'm not a prostitute. That's
Stop!
That's even more ghetto than transforming on a full moon. I can live with transforming on a full moon here and there, but not being able to ever see sunlight again. And if I see sunlight, I combust.
That's like being a mermaid, like you can't swim or touch water.
Exactly.
That's so ghetto.
Like, what the hell is the point of me going, I'm going to go out in the nighttime where 90% of the businesses are closed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a vampire. I can't even eat food. Like, me couldn't go to McDonald's to get one large fries if me didn't want to get one large fries. I have to drink blood. And that's the only thing I eat.
I don't think
and
it's not even the
only thing I eat because as a vampire you don't grow old. You just exist until somebody kills you. And so you're existing forever and ever and ever. Amen. You can only eat one thing.
Is it that they can only eat one thing? I think they can eat other things too.
No, they can't. They're dead. They can't. They can't. I just don't.
Pardon me, I know nothing about vampires, obviously.
It's vampires is just ghetto.
What other creatures are there?
Oh, there's a banshee. I don't have a problem with being a banshee.
Yeah, I think banshees
I feel like growing up in Jamaica has but growing up in Jamaica has numbed me to dead things.
And that's a problem. People. That's a problem, but that's a conversation for another time.
I don't think I'd have an issue being a banshee. I could find a dead body here and there.
But that's not the only thing banshees do.
I don't know about the screaming. I don't have the vocals to be screaming.
But they also see things like.
Yeah, I could do all of that. I could be a banshee. I could be a banshee. I could be any one of the weird creatures.
I think banshees have to be notoriously women, though. No. Banshees have to be notoriously women, though.
I don't know. In Teen Wolf, it was notoriously women. In Supergirl, the one that named Banshee was a woman.
Yeah, I think they have to be women because they have to be witches. Technically.
I don't know.
And I've never heard of a warlock banshee.
And basically, I would be any other creature that's not a vampire. And I would rather them not be murderous.
Aren't banshees technically then in the same like realm of like hellhounds and like
No, they see things.
I know, but like they also like have to communicate with the dead spirits and see things or whatever. Which now that I think about it is probably why
that's fine.
Lydia and the hellhounds ended up.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. The hellhound and the banshee are like.
Which is the point that I'm trying to make. That's same realm.
If I had to be, I'll be a hellhound over a vampire. If it's a choice that I have to make, I will.
Yeah, what the vampires do? It's just
the vampires are just too. You have to die. You have to die.
Yeah.
To become a hellhound, and you also have to die to become a vampire. So if I'm dying, I would much rather come back as a hell. Like I would rather run around on fire with my dick out in the daylight than not be able to run. A vampire. Exactly. Don't bring me back as a vampire. I would much rather just be dead than be a vampire. I would rather run around on fire with my dick out in the daylight than not be able to go in the daylight at all. Vampirism is just not it. It's the ghetto, and it should.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to kind of like. It kind of sucks because we were trying to watch it with our parents this time. We also didn't watch it last year. It's usually a yearly thing, as I think I mentioned.
I need to learn to concentrate.
Yeah, but our parents are not like digging it. Like they
no, they like it. It's just that they're not paying enough attention.
They don't pay enough attention to get a lot of things because you can't miss certain key things to understand certain key.
And
things.
I told them season 3 is one of the most important things because season 3 is where they introduce a lot of the new creatures and new people. So if you're not paying attention during season 3, then you're not gonna understand the rest of the show.
Just an old show though. I love like rewatching like old shows. Such a classic.
How would you be?
In what?
Any one of these universes.
Honestly, I think I would be a mermaid.
Okay, I'm talking about supernatural things
Mermaids
that are not
supernatural.
Mermaids. Keep it to wolves, banshees, vampires, and other weird creatures.
Okay, so you mean like in the Teen Wolf world?
Teen Wolf, Vampire Diaries.
I wouldn't be a vampire, Twilight, I don't think.
Whatever.
I don't know much about vampirism.
Vampires are dead. It's by a bite, and if you can't go out in the sun.
Well, yeah, that much I know. I don't know. I don't remember a lot of the creatures.
But they're fast and they're strong.
I don't remember a lot of the creatures, but I think I'd want to be the kitsune.
And that's the thing. I don't think you can turn. Well, you probably can turn into because a kitsune.
How do you become a kitsune? I think it's inherited, no?
It's inherited in most cases. Like you're born into one. I think you can also just get possessed by one. Like technically, Styles was a kitsune at one point. He was a dark kitsune, but he was a kitsune. He was possessed by one, so he didn't have much control. Yeah. Just like Okira lost control of her kitsune at some point.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't remember the creatures that much, so I wouldn't be able to like pinpoint. But I feel like a werewolf is also a safe bet. You know, pretty cool. Or wear something.
I would be aware of anything.
Yeah, wear something. Wear jaguar.
You don't have to be a murderous weird creature. Creature. I don't have a speech impediment. I don't know why I said creature.
I don't know. But I think you'd be a good werewolf though.
Would I?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be murderous.
You already look like a werewolf. I think.
I'm going to just take that as a compliment.
I mean it as a compliment.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. I don't think I'll be murdered. Okay, here's the thing. Right? If I was a werewolf, I would not be like Scott. Because the thing is, I am not the type of person to be like, let's save him. Let's find a way to save them. We have to save them. We can't just kill them. We have to save them. No. If my life or anybody who I care about life is being threatened and killing you is an option, it wouldn't be my first option. But best believe if plan A and B fails, plan C is your life. So you best let me win on one of the first two.
Oh my God.
Because if I have to go to the third, you're not living through that encounter.
Anyways, I think that's a wrap for this episode.
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot and I'm very tired.
I'm not. I have to get up early because I need to edit this. But I told my friend that I'd go help him get his car.
From where?
Abbotsford, like far.
Abbotsford.
Yeah, it's far, and I'm supposed to.
You should have been asleep like yesterday.
I'm supposed to be editing, and it's a whole day thing.
And you need to take me home.
But there's nobody else to take him, so here I am. Sibling Said Podcast. I am Sonjae.
And I'm Shannon.
God bless.
God bless.